everybody, Josh RV Nerd of Bish's RV with yet another crazy new imagined floor plan here. Less than 29 feet, less than 6,000 pounds, with a private rear bed slide and front living room. It's pretty safe to say there's not a whole lot else like this out there. This is the new Imagine, 25 BSE or something like that. BS I think means bed slide, and they always throw E for entertainment or something in there. We've got a great extended season weather package, Goodyear tires, massive power awning that clears both entry doors, and that's one of the things I like. This has a very irregular, exceptionally long bathroom. It's like a hot dog style bathroom instead of a hamburger style bathroom, if that makes sense, if you remember back when you'd fold paper and call it that. It is very long, gives you plenty of room to get dressed and everything, but it has a direct entry door to the bathroom, so it's good for travel function. It's also really good for just keeping dirt from getting tracked through your RV, which, speaking of which, you know, we're carpetless, we're ventless, like Imagine has been for a while. Well, they're recently carpetless, actually, which is kind of nice. Up top, you still have a 165-watt solar package, which is smaller than some brands, bigger than some others. It's a solid battery tender. It is something you can kind of use as a basis to work off of, or if you're a park camper like me, it's actually just really nice to make sure the battery's topped off so your power tongue jack and all that stuff can be ready and operational for you. It has, they've become excellent about these extra long, huge prep space kitchen countertops. And overall, I feel like Imagine is finding ways to maximize storage in fashions and ways that like nobody else has done. I kind of like this model. It's got some janky things though, like the travel function's a little bit tricky, kind of like a motorhome when you have a bathroom directly across from a bedroom like this. When you close the slide, it's a folding mattress. It has to, so that the slide can close. And that right there might be an instant deal breaker for some people, because that does complicate things like traveling. It also complicates things like replacement upgrades for mattresses. But giving you good information, real information, that's what I want to do with this. Before you spend all your money, help you determine if this is your second camper the first time around. Now, something I don't normally get to do is like test the noise level of an air conditioner in an RV. But like if we were sitting here talking, have a conversation, I just obviously walked directly under the unit. If we were sitting down over here across from the TV in the theater seat watching TV, here's the sound. Like, I can hear it. I don't know that it's gonna stop me from camping by any means. Do I have to turn the TV up a little bit? Yeah, but whatever. That's just me though. So first of all, from the theater seat where I sat down, flipping the camera around, here's what we're looking at. But secondly, I'm going to give him some credit. When I walked into this RV, it was well over 80 degrees, and it's fairly humid today. It got down to 70 in this thing in less than 5 minutes. I'm pretty happy with that result. So off the door side of the RV over here, which is what we're looking at, the entry door doesn't have a window, but you do have a couple good windows where you can still kind of see a little bit of what's happening. And that TV in the entertainment center can pivot around a little bit, because the thing is, what we have here is a little bit different kind of front living room. I think we almost had a guest briefly right there. I found that a lot of people, if the camera's not rolling, they'll march right in. Once the camera's rolling, they're like, uh-oh, I'm wanted by the FBI. I don't want them seeing my face on YouTube. So, I don't know, just a theory I put together. Now this, I discovered something with these, they do a different kind of ceiling light here. They have this almost, I don't want to call it rope lighting, but like beam lighting right here. What is cool about it is it's on a dimmer switch, which I really like. The thing is, over here in your control center, there's actually two different ways to activate the lighting in this RV. This switch right here is obviously an on-off ceiling switch. On our command panel, we have a ceiling light switch. But if you use that, you're forcing the lights on. You're overriding the dimmer function. So my recommendation is leave this off and use that switch so that you can still use the dimmer as you please, if you care. If you don't care about the dimmer switch, don't worry about it. What that means is that if you Bluetooth connect to that command system with your phone, you won't really be able to use the dimmer function on this lighting. So that's worth maybe considering. Great cross breeze windows. Oh, this is like an 8-foot mega giant. But I asked the question, it's not in a slide. Why is there this funky little bump under that? And basically, what I discovered in talking with their engineer is it has to do with the engineering in the front end of a travel trailer, an Imagine travel trailer. So to get that table to telescope down into a sleeper, there was no other way about it. They had to build up that floor. However, they don't love it. It's okay. They're working on finding a way to get around that, but for now it's there. Both sides of the dinette, by the way, household and USB outlets. That's a nice little touch. Also, built right into the cup holders of this 3-seater, it's either cuddle compliant or population controlling drop-down middle armrest theater seat. I know that's a long name, but it does all those things. With heat and massage on the end 2 seats, by the way. You've also got some USB outlets in there with breeze windows around that. So all of our seating has breeze windows, which is great. And this kitchen right here, you have a big, long, uninterrupted chunk of kitchen counter space. But, directly behind you would be your refrigerator and your pantry. So when you need to like grab something for prep, it's just one reach behind you and you're good to go. Otherwise, you're going to be facing back over here where they kind of, the entertainment and the kitchen is kind of a shared space. They kind of share a wall over here. And it works. I think it works really well. It works in a lot of motorhomes. I don't know why it wouldn't work in a towable RV, but you don't see it as often in towable RVs. Our TV, by the way, is a TCL Roku Smart TV. You've also got these handy little, it's either a double USB plug or it's just a wireless charge pad for your phone. Now, if you leave it in the up position, it still operates in the wireless charge pad position. By the way, I'm not proud to admit how long it took me to locate the fact that the command center is hidden inside what looks like a kitchen cabinet door, but eventually I found it. I don't think my wife will argue when I say I'm not exactly the sharpest bulb in the pack, as it were. Now, giving you a look at the, like I said, the multi-function seating over here, both, like I said, the left and right sides can recline. They're also wall hugging, which is kind of great. You have the fold down center armrest, and it is heat and massage. You've got the blackout night shades there as well, which is very handy if you're trying to, just to either have some privacy or keep the sunshine out of this thing. Now, that dinette, again, folds down into a mega bed. That is a huge sleeping space on that one. And all the storage in the kitchen, it's deceptive how much storage this kitchen has, because you look at it and you're like, okay, yeah, it's a big long countertop. I see some drawers and some cabinets. And then you sit there and you open it. And then you open the next one and the next one and the next one, and it just never quits. And then you remember that you have a pantry and a set of drawers beside the refrigerator as well. I mean, they really pack a lot of storage into this thing, but it just hides away very, very nicely. Like, you don't really see it coming, really. Now, sliding forward right here, actually sliding backward right here, this is interesting because, like, the back third of this RV is a bedroom and bathroom. It's almost like a motorhome the way that they've accomplished this. Now, you do have a sliding pocket door right there for privacy, and if I'm being ultra picky, it feels a little bit dim just up here in front of the mirror. It feels like it needs one extra little light in the ceiling right there. But I don't think they've encountered that problem before, because normally 2 or 3 lights, as you're seeing in an Imagine's bathroom, is more than enough. But this one has such a long bath. Oh, they put a towel hanging bar right on the door. I love that. That's smart stuff right there. And this being a direct entry bathroom, you right from the toilet, you can reach over and flick that deadbolt to make sure that nobody's going to be walking in on top of you. Unless you're like my Uncle Gary at public Walmarts, and he can only use the bathroom if the door is completely open all the way. Which, last time we did that on a family trip, thankfully we were traveling and it wasn't local, because he was banned from that store, and hopefully we never have to go back there. Now, with the RV being 6.5 foot tall from floor to ceiling, you may have noticed how my head did have to be in the skylight over there. You may notice, though, they're not doing any sort of, like, peekaboo doors. Like, everything is fully framed in, fully enclosed. And this bedroom is cool. And remember, they were able to accomplish a walk-around bed slide in something less than 29 feet in a private rear room. As a result, though, it comes with some caveats. This does have to be a folding bed, kind of like if you've seen motorhomes where you have a similar bedroom-bathroom interaction where the bedroom and bathroom are directly across from one another, sideways on the RV. Or, like, this is really similar, actually, to the front end of, like, a lot of Momentum toy haulers, where they have a very similar arrangement. So, it is something that you're going to have to keep in mind. Now, that is a true queen bed, and this arrangement is a little bit tricky. When they first built this, they built cabinetry onto that rear wall. and it made everything so blocky and so tight. This is prototype run number 2, and they put a window back there with some shelving, which I think opens up the space nicely, but it does mean this RV has some kind of limited bedroom storage capacity. So starting up top there, and then looking down below the bed, you can see how that's like, an easy lift. But directly around the corner from where we were standing, there is, it's either dresser space or it actually, the top shelf in that thing can remove, and that can be a hanging closet. So your hanging storage in this is fairly limited. Now, they were talking about doing some things like adding some dresser drawers like under the bed or something like that. So keep in mind, the final production version might vary a little bit from what we're seeing here today. Now, with the slides closed, this one either, I don't know if you're going to consider it like it does or does not have great travel access. Because here's the thing. From the front door, I'm sitting in the dinette right now. Like, you can obviously get to the kitchen. You can easily get to the bathroom, especially considering it has its own direct entry door. But again, the bedroom, the bed does have to fold up. So you flat lose function of the bed in travel mode. But let me throw this at you. Up front, in the nose of this RV, is that giant mega dinette. Not located in a slide, not blocked off at all. I'm not saying it's as comfortable as your bed. I'm saying that, like, let's say plans don't go according to plan and you get delayed because of a traffic jam or something like that. If I had to, I could throw a foam top or something on that, fold that down to a sleeper. It would be a little tight, but my wife and I could get through a slightly uncomfortable night on that thing before we finish our trip up in the morning. Now, if you're more of a solo RVer, that might work for you just fine. It's an option. I'm not saying it's the solution. I'm saying that it's a workaround, and I'm going to give it B+ total travel access as a result. Now, for towing factors for a recommended vehicle, I think we're in the realm where a properly equipped half-ton is a reasonable thing that could get the job done. Obviously, the bigger your truck and the more capable, the happier you're going to be, and the happier your truck's going to be if you hit wind zones and inclines. Now, as you saw in our early floor plan in a flash, on the opposite side of this pass-through, we do have our docking center, but they had to do this whole thing a little bit different. Because you have that front dinette, this pass-through is actually the storage that goes under the dining right here. But one thing I really like is how they put that like rubberized diamond floor stuff down right there, so that one, it keeps your cargo from shifting around, and two, if stuff's wet, it doesn't tend to like must and mold and mildew. I really like the lightsaber glow beam across the front there, and you see the little sticker where it's telling you can throw an inverter in there if you want a little bit of household outlet function if you are untethered and don't necessarily have a generator. Now again, we are less than 29 feet tip to tail. That is tongue to bumper. By the way, if you go ahead, young lady, go ahead. Sorry. When I'm recording, sometimes, folks, I create a traffic jam, and I don't want to hold anybody up right there. We've got a massive power awning. Clears both entry doors. One caution I want to give you, though, because, again, I want to help you find the right RV and then keep it out of the shop. You see how that door can overlap with the awning arm? If the awning is open and you fling that door open, Dog the Bounty Hunter boot kick style, you can knock that awning arm sideways, which is an awesome recipe to break an awning arm. They are not made to go sideways. The other thing is, if you have the door open all the way against where it's resting against the awning arm and then you close it, it is possible that door gets pinched in those awning arms and causes a heck of a service problem. Ask me how I know. I learned that lesson back in 2018, I think, and it's a lesson I only learned once, because here's the thing about mistakes. The first time you make it, it's a mistake. The second time you do it, it's a choice, and I chose not to make that very expensive mistake ever again. Notice that awning even has a center arm support, and below that center arm support, you actually have your stovetop exhaust vent hood to get all that hot air out of this sucker, which is important after I've been in there doing my thing, blowing a lot of hot air around this sucker. Now, we're Goodyear tires. We're TPMS prepped. We do have a ladder on the back here. It's about 250-pound rated. It gets us up there to that fully walkable roof. Great for your seasonal maintenance, upkeep, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to practice my track and field days, of which I never took part in, and hop over the sucker and get you over there on the wild side of the camper. Because there's some widgets and whiz-bangs over here, both good and not so good, that I want to showcase for you. Like the backup camera prep, that's cool. The receiver hitch off the back for accessories, that's cool. The fact that our holding tank gate valves are enclosed in that forced air heated radiant barrier protected underbelly,
That's cool. This RV, you can't see it from here. It actually does have 2 sewer outlets, though. That's going to be a bummer. You have a sewer hose caddy tube. That's cool. You have a tankless on-demand water heater. That's great. We have Schwintek slides. Depending on who you ask, that's either fine or that's a deal breaker. It just depends. You know, everyone has a little bit different experience levels with different things. And a couple of these new floor plans I've noticed more than I've ever seen before in history. They've had dual sewer outlets, and I know for a fact Imagine tries actively to avoid those, but this was just a case where, again, they just couldn't cross-plumb everything together. And then again, on the opposite side of the pass-through, you've got your little docking bay there with your battery disconnect. That's also where your solar charge controller is located, just in case you're ever curious. Now, one of the very few differences between the XLS series and a full Imagine that we're looking at is that this one has a painted aluminum nose as compared to a full candy-coated shell, nose cap, rather, like you'd find on a full Imagine. But it doesn't, the full nose caps, no, really enhance function. They look cool, but they also add weight and cost that you don't have on this one. So thanks again for tuning in, folks. I'll leave you a link where you can check for availability on these. Remember, in the case of Grand Designs, we are not able to publish discounted sale pricing. It's a manufacturer's guideline. We can do that like any other brand, but not this one, so kind of keep that in mind. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to hop over here into my other office and finish up my editing so I can get this footage out for you. So when you're ready, we're ready. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.